You've probably trusted someone faster because they had a title, a calm voice, or a professional bag in their hand. On June 24, 1998, Kathleen Grundy did something that should have been safe. She opened her door to her doctor. Harold Shipman had come to her home in Hyde, Greater Manchester, supposedly to take a blood sample. He was not a stranger. He was her family doctor. A few hours later, Grundy was found dead on her sofa, fully dressed. The house did not look like a crime scene. The door was not a warning sign. The medical bag was not a warning sign. Shipman examined the body and gave the cause of death as old age. And that is the question behind this story. What happens when danger arrives wearing the shape of trust? Harold Shipman did not look like the kind of man people were trained to fear. In the late 1990s, he was a British general practitioner, the kind of doctor who knew his patients, visited homes, signed forms, and spoke in the language of medicine. That matters. A family doctor does not need to force his way into a house. People open the door, they sit down, they roll up a sleeve, they listen. For older patients, that trust can feel even stronger. The doctor is not just a professional, he is a familiar figure in a frightening part of life. Illness, decline, death, paperwork. Decisions families do not always understand. And here is the first uncomfortable part. The same signals that normally make us feel safe, the medical bag, the calm manner, the official signature, also made Shipman harder to question. He did not have to look dangerous. His role did the opposite. Then the pattern started to show. In March 1998, Dr. Linda Reynolds noticed something that did not fit. Over 3 months, Shipman had signed 16 cremation forms. A much larger practice nearby, Brook Practice, had recorded only 14 deaths in the same period. That is not a rumor. That is a number on paper. Reynolds raised her concern with the coroner. Police looked into it, but the first investigation closed on April 17, 1998. The suspicion did not become a stop sign. And after that, 3 more women died. Winifred Meller, Joe Melia, and Kathleen Grundy. Now, think about what makes that so hard to hear. The warning was not invisible. It was uncomfortable. It asked people to believe something that felt almost impossible, that a respected doctor could be killing his own patients. Most of us have seen a smaller version of that. A person with authority does something that feels wrong, and the room quietly looks for a softer explanation. He is busy. She knows better. Maybe I am overreacting. In Shipman's case, the softer explanation was deadly. Each death could be explained alone. An elderly patient, a home visit, a signed certificate, a cremation form. None of those details screamed by themselves. But together, they made a pattern. And the pattern was missed until one document made the story impossible to keep inside the old explanation. After Kathleen Grundy died, a will appeared. According to it, her estate would go to Harold Shipman. That detail changed everything. Before that, her death could be made to fit the familiar story. An elderly woman died and her doctor was there. But the will turned the doctor from witness into beneficiary. Suddenly, the medical explanation was not enough. Shipman was convicted in 2000 of murdering 15 patients and forging Grundy's will. Later, the Shipman Inquiry concluded he had killed at least 215 patients over 24 years. The psychology here is not a diagnosis of Shipman. It is about the people around him and the way authority changes what we notice. Psychologists call this authority bias. In plain English, it means we give extra weight to someone when they seem official, expert, or in charge. Authority doesn't erase evidence. Sometimes it only makes evidence harder to look at. And there was another layer, normalcy bias. Those people tend to keep reality inside a familiar frame for as long as they can. Old age, medical paperwork, a trusted doctor. Those explanations felt normal. That was the trap. This story does not mean you should distrust every doctor, every expert, or every person with authority. That would be the wrong lesson. The real lesson is quieter and more useful. Trust is necessary. Blind trust is different. You've probably seen this mechanism in ordinary life. A boss says the numbers are fine. A specialist dismisses a concern too quickly. A respected family member acts cruelly, and everyone explains it away because of who they are in the room. Sometimes the question is not, can I trust this person? Sometimes the better question is, what am I not allowing myself to notice because of their role? Because trust should make you listen. It should not make questions feel forbidden.